What's up? What's happening? Boy, you're back with another video. 713 Space City, we up in there. So, the Horns winning by a score of 27 to 10, you know, which I believe should have been a lot more than this, had no business being the score that ended. But yeah, I'm thankful for the win, but gotta express my concerns for sure. And this is the game I can't even blame Sarkeesian this game. I mean, they gave up that late touchdown, which shouldn't have never happened. And I gotta say, Arch Manning looks like crap. I'll say this. I mean, yeah, he did manage to bounce back with a touchdown late, a little late in the game, but if I had concerns about Arch Manning now, my example would be 10 straight incompletions. I mean, if that's not a room for concerns, I don't know what is, because it's enough that he's not playing like how he should be, not being confident in his accuracy, his throws, you know. I mean, there's a chance that he could be still missing his throws to wide open receivers. And, you know, the way this offense is looking right now, I mean, I'm not sure if we're gonna beat teams such as Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Florida, or even A&M, who just beat Notre Dame, by the way, in South Bend. Hats off to A&M and all, but as far as the Longhorns, yeah, there's still a lot of crap that they got to clean up for sure on the offensive side. Because if they hope to take the next step going forward, it all starts with, you know, better offensive consistency. Because SEC plays, coming right up, and Sam Houston is the last non-conference opponent before SEC plays. Because like in 2 more weeks, Texas hits, Gainesville, Florida, and it's gonna be a pretty loud environment. But until then, you know, Texas do has a lot of things to clean up if they hope to strive down the road. Because if the college football playoff started today and the offense looked the way it did, they'd be one and done, hands down. But gotta go with the score summary. Texas got on the board first with a rushing TD by Arch. Areola hit a field goal to make it 7-3. Made it 14-3 with another Arch Manning rushing touchdown. And two field goals by Shipley, a passing TD by Arch Manning to Wingo, and a rushing TD for Smith to make it 27-3. And I feel like, Arch Manning, even with the win, I feel like Arch was outplayed by that UTEP quarterback. You know, not sure what Nelson, I mean, despite the two picks, you know, but Texas, they did once again force turnovers, which is good. They got two picks and they did record two sacks. Dog would love to be more than two sacks, but it is what it is. So Texas did, commit a giveaway, but 11 to 25 for only 114 yards from Arch. Uh, yeah, not a good look for Arch. Not a good look for Arch. You know, and the leader rusher was Simon, and Gibson, had himself a pretty decent game. You know, and CJ Baxter only had 6 yards rushing. Got to be better than that. And of course, Wingo and Clark had the same amount of receiving yards. And Livingston, kind of a non-factor today, just like injuries. Yeah, gotta be better down the road, a lot better. You know, I mean, yeah, I got a feeling the defense might have had their moments too. their hips, their hiccups at times, but I still remain confident in the defense. But you know, as the season progresses, they can't just rely on the defense all season and expect to win games, no matter who the opponent is. You know, and I feel like Sarkeesian got a lot of fire under Arch behind. If that means motivating him to play a lot better than he did today. That's just how Sarkeesian need to you know to do with Arch Manning. There's a lot of fire under his behind. You know that could be the only way that Arch can start playing better. But if the offensive inconsistency continues, going forward on both sides of the ball, yeah, this could end up being a long year for UT in Austin. I'm just saying, I love the horns, but that's the way it could be if they don't turn things around soon. So they take on Sam Houston next week, and Texas wins by a score of 27-10, and which I'm not too impressed with, by the way. But hey, 2-1 it is. But hook 'em horns and let's improve and let's take care of business next week. All right, hook 'em horns, hook 'em.